Got it. We got it. All right, we're good.
Yay! Awesome.
Oh, man. Can you tell we've had technical difficulties? If you're watching the podcast on, like, the place where you get your podcasts, I'm just going to tell you, the reason there hasn't been an episode in a while is because A, I went on vacation, and B, the last episode, I accidentally recorded no sound. So it was our Happy Trampede episode. So there's like, if you want to check it out on YouTube, there's an entire episode of just us sitting there saying nothing in silence. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh. So if you're watching live, thank you for being with us. This is the Phil Stock Show, right?
Oh
I'm
no.
I'm C4 with Sarah Vike and with Sarah, and we're gonna get Insaniac later, and maybe the Elusive Gentleman. Who knows what he's up to? And we're gonna try and do Trampede Part 2, and also talk about the massive Rogers outage in Canada. I feel so dumb. I'd like to give a shout out to our patrons, Rujhala and For the Wheel. Thank God for them. Give us the will to keep doing this. If you want to support, you can just follow, like, and subscribe on whatever you want to do. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, like on the podcast, I'm so happy you don't actually experience any of the technical destruction that I do to this thing sometimes. Other than that, I'm sitting in my office. My office, I guess. But Sarah, where are you right now? Sarah?
I'm out camping.
The reason I bring that up is she's in the middle of nowhere.
Hi.
Yeah. So that's a delay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can. I just realized there's about a 5-second delay. So I'm going to keep that in mind.
Fun. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely. Yeah, I had really great connection for a few minutes there before we started, and then as soon as we started it.
It's kind of crap.
You got all robot.
Oh, I got all robot-y.
So
Um,
see how it goes.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. If we can last 10 minutes till Insaniac gets here, then it won't just be you and me, and then you don't have to sit here and answer everything I say. But I guess I'll talk for a bit because I'll talk about Trampede. Since you're out away in the forest, enjoying your wonderful seclusion, as I did out in the Okanagan not a week ago. Right now is Trampede,
Yes.
or as some call it, Stampede, in our city. Usually what that means is a bunch of drunk people everywhere and just country music, and it's usually just a mess. However, because our episode last time was muted, so we had made predictions for Stampede and how bad it was going to be. But now we're in the thick of it. It is Wednesday, July 13th, and we're right in the thick of Stampede. And I will be honest, I have been there, God, at least 3 times now, and I'm going again tomorrow. and again on Saturday. Not because I like
Oh wow.
yeah, not because I like rides, not because I like the rodeo or any of that crap. Because you for $10 you can get in the grounds and you get concerts. And I have seen T-Pain, I've seen Aqua, I'm gonna see Sublime tomorrow. I'm gonna see Cascada. I see Marshmello. I mean, like they're turning Stampede into a music festival, and I don't mind. Because all the other music festivals have always been crap around this place, and it's not even like country music festival. They do have Brad Paisley coming, but like, who gives a fuck? They had I went to Aqua instead of Alexis is on Fire, which I could have gone to because that was also free. So I had a choice of Aqua or Alexis on Fire, but I've seen Alexis on Fire, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Aqua, and that is like I know I've heard of music festivals like that. Like I heard Coachella's like that, or like Vakens like that, where you just pay the ticket price and then you just get to choose your venue as the concerts go on. But I've never been to a venue like that, and it's so much fun. I haven't spent a lot of money, but I spent more money at Stampede than I would have any other year because I'm down there a lot just to buy food and drinks because like I'm there and I'm having a great time. Like I'll be honest, and I am not I am not a country person. I know there's people online right now who are looking at me and can be like, "Oh yeah, that's an obvious statement." But there's people who are listening on the podcast, and just so we're clear, like I am not a country person. But I think part of that's because it's the first real Stampede since COVID. But on the same side, I don't see why Stampede wouldn't keep doing this every year. Because living in the city for as long as I have, you've never seen the actual, like not since like 2012. I mean, you'd have to look it up because I don't know for sure. But it's been a long time since every single hotel in this city's been booked. And there's actually been money pumped into this city. And it's not just Stampede. Like, there's been a bunch of bars that are doing this music fest right now in the middle of Stampede. And The Offspring was just playing. And even though I'm at home, because we're only playing, like, literally, like, 6 blocks away, I just sat on my deck and had a smoke and basically listened to an entire free concert of The Offspring. And so in terms of that, like, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a really, really fun Stampede. And although it is still Trampede by every measure of what is Trampede, it's been a lot of fun. For those out there who don't know, I guess I should back up. Stampede's a 10-day rodeo in Calgary. It's the biggest art show on earth. They have rides, do chuck wagon races, a huge rodeo every day, and usually kind of good concerts, but never great ones like these. But they do it in our city every year. Oh no, I distracted myself. I was gonna say that it's funny because I would expect them to do this every year now because of how much money it's brought in. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah, but like the amount of people that are in the city right now, and like it's brought in enough money. It must have
I mean, I'm not in the city, so I can't tell you how many people are there.
When did you leave?
Monday? I also am not regularly anywhere near there.
Well, okay.
So
I mean, you're outside the city. Well, you're basically outside the city.
I heard hotels all the way out there were booked on Friday before, like 3 days before you left. Was that the case? Because I've heard rumors that people have hotels out in Okotoks and now out in. I heard one person has a hotel in Ballstack because that's the only place they could find one.
Balzac doesn't have any hotels. Balzac has a community center, 2 churches, and a gas station, and a mall.
So, but okay, so back to my original point though. Did you see an influx of people in your town?
Regardless, no, I didn't see any extra people, but
Interesting. I mean, I've seen it,
no,
but
I don't think I would notice. I mean, they're not hanging around if they're in my town to go to Stampede. They're going to Stampede.
Influx of traffic. But I guess what you're saying. I get it. I see it all the time. Like there's so many people downtown. I've just resolved.
Well, yeah, because you live much closer to that.
I just resolved to take transit to the other side of the other side of downtown before I catch a cab because catching a cab through downtown is just the dumbest thing. And
That makes sense.
I don't know if you knew this, but there's usually in our city there's maybe like usually one or two like extra tents that aren't part of Stampede. They're like these massive huge concert venues. And then there's one charity one that's usually at Fort Calgary. But this year there's one there's one at a park at the Public City Park. It's called Shaw Millennium. There's one at Fort Calgary. There's 4 at different bars. And there's also one more just outside of downtown. And so there's 7 of these things, of these massive tents that hold, I think I looked it up. I did the other day. Including no, not including the 3 venues at Stampede Park. Each of those venues holds somewhere around 4,500 to 5,000 people each one. On the lower end, they hold like 3,500 people, but they all usually post around 4,500. Now, every night.
What is the purpose of these tents?
For concerts. These are concert tents. These are concert venues. So these 7 giant tents are all concert venues, and then there's 3 concert venues in Stampede Park. Each one has a personnel of, let's see, I think Big 4 was 3,500. The Coke, Coke Stage was another 3,500, and then Nashville North, which is the one in Stampede Park, that one's at 5,000. So, and here's the thing, Sarah, because I know you like math. So on average, we'll just take an average. On average, each one of the 7 tents on the outside of Stampede Park have about 4,000 people. And there's, on average, 3,500, and 5,000 on Stampede Park inside those tents. And every night, from what I've been reading in the news, every night they've been packed to capacity. So how many people is that?
Yeah, it's 28,000 times the number of nights.
Yep. Well, that's the 7 tents plus the 3 tents at Stampede Park, which is another, that's 6,000 plus 5. That's another 11,000 on top of that. So that would be 39,000. 39,000 people are partying in the city every night. It's been nuts. Like I mean I'm both envious
True.
that you're outside the city, but at the same time, I have not seen a party in this city like that in a long time.
Yeah, about 40. You can guess 40.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's been a lot.
I'm glad I'm not there.
It's actually been so much fun though. Everywhere you go, you hear music. It's just been. I've always wanted to see this city turn into that, so it's just been a lot of fun.
That's good. It surprises me. You said earlier you've never been to a big like music festival where you can just go to different venues and choose different concerts. I have. It's weird that you haven't.
Well, I've been to Shambhala, and that was. But you're so hopped up on drugs, you just really don't travel. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's that.
But have you? Tell me about it. I guess at least as much as you can by the fire that I can hear crackling in my headphones.
Um, up in Edmonton. Up in Edmonton, there used to be this giant Christian youth conference every year that I would go to that was exactly that. A bazillion different concerts and lectures or whatever sessions all happening at the same time, and you could pick and choose what you went to. It was a lot of fun.
I would call that more of a conference, though.
It doesn't exist anymore, though, sadly.
Wouldn't you call that a conference, though, more than a festival?
Yeah, yes and no.
I guess.
I mean,
I guess you celebrated Jesus.
sort of combines the two.
Would
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Would you ever go to what's it called? The one down in Texas, Jesus Fest. Hello, elusive gentleman. The
Keep
person who
lighting
we
my
did-
marshmallows on fire. No.
Is that truly the elusive gentleman? No. No, just a ghost joined the Discord. Who knows who?
Probably not.
Probably just.
There he is. Oh my god, and Insaniac joins at the same time. Great timing, boys. Fantastic. It's nice to see you both. How are both of you doing?
Did me and the gentleman
Alright.
get here at the same time?
Yeah, you really did.
That's
Wow,
exciting.
that's truly.
Ding.
We are truly impeccable. Two of us.
Because we lost the Trampede episode last week, I was just talking
We
about.
lost.
Oh,
I lost it. I already admitted defeat. Where I was just talking about how Stampede has actually been a fucking ton of fun so far.
I'm happy for you.
I've already gone a couple times. Once with the elusive gentleman, who I'm glad is here, and it's just been actually a lot of fun. I was telling Sarah how I was looking at numbers, and every single tent in the city has been packed every night, and that's roughly 40,000 people a night. And so the whole city has basically become a mini Mardi Gras. I mean, you could,
Yeah, that's usually kind of what it is.
but not to this scale. It's been a long time. Like
That's- I mean,
all the hotels are sold
COVID
out.
shut it down for like 2 years. It's just
Yeah.
kind of pick it back.
All the
That's
hotels
kinda
are
where
sold out,
it
bud.
normally was.
It's nutty here. But why doesn't so I was telling them about Aqua. Why don't you, I wasn't really talking about Aqua itself. I was just talking about Stampede and the venue at the Big Four. So I was looking it up. I think I was looking up with you. Or maybe I wasn't, but that venue holds 4,000 people, Jeremy. And it was packed. It was packed. So yeah, that's basically what we've been talking about at the beginning. But I was gonna transition now that you're both here, unless you want to keep talking about Stampede.
I mean, does anybody really want to?
By the way, those aren't gunshots if you're hearing them in the podcast in the background. That's fireworks from Stampede. Well, just throw that out there.
Right on this end, but that's too funny.
I was going to talk about the Rogers outage. And the assess how yeah.
Our pocket conspiracy.
Oh, my conspiracy.
Oh, sure, okay. Feel free.
I mean, I guess we bold it together. If you want to share it, you go ahead.
I was gonna say sharing is caring.
No, we put it together.
It was a put together thing.
So you go ahead. You share the conspiracy.
Well, I mean, you had the initial start.
We arguing about a conspiracy?
All right.
That's not typical for
So
us.
I'll start it then, and then we can ball it together. So, let's preface it first. So,
Well, I was gonna say you started bringing it to attention to us or something.
3 days ago,
Which I kind of
the Japanese former prime minister and candidate running for the current election was shot. Then, see, they're already attacking us in Saniac. See, they're already trying to hack her comms.
That's because you prefaced.
I knew it.
Started with the internet having problems.
She's look. It's a message from the outer side. They're telling us.
So this originally started as like we were having problems with the internet talking about the Rogers outage, and its coincidence with several things. While Sarah has a breakdown on her internet.
In Canada, one of the largest telecommunications company. If you're in America, the best way to say it is you have Comcast and broadband and I forget the other ones because I'm not American. But imagine if Comcast just all of a sudden just died for 24 hours. Just
And their affiliates
died.
From what I hear from Americans, it happens quite frequently.
No,
And their
but I
affiliates.
mean like everything from television, internet, even 911 calling, like everything. Your phone became useless in your hand. Imagine that for a moment.
We gotta taste the spiciness to come.
And that
It
happened.
was interesting.
Funny enough, 10 minutes after that Japanese man was shot.
Yeah. Time wise, my opinion, very as from what we had seen in the various articles, the Japanese Prime Minister didn't die upon getting shot instantly. He
Oh
took
my
a
god.
wound.
Oh my god. He took a bullet in the fucking chest from a homemade shotgun, and then 10 minutes later, Rogers went out. I'm sorry. I will be more accurate with my information. He died 5 hours later from septicemia from the multiple shards of glass that were in his fucking chest.
Timing wise was pretty interesting.
By
As
the
he
way,
was on
if
his
children
way to
are
hospital.
watching, it's at this moment you should probably realize this is an 18-year-old podcast.
I mean, really, our conspiracy episode should have been the tip of that iceberg long ago.
I
That
just
was really-
yeah,
that was really a
you have to
shocking
throw it out
episode
there
for
every so
people.
often, or else people get fucking mad at you. Be like, you never said it. And be like, it's in the fucking description. But God, expecting people to read is like expecting people to fucking know. Never mind.
Well, that's
Not
because you
finishing
should
that
focus-
sentence.
You focus on the negative, and that's what it becomes. Who
Focus
cares?
on the negative.
That shit- It's not worth it.
Back to Rogers.
Exactly. Exactly.
Back to Rogers. So I just thought it was funny that like China all of a sudden, and also this was the other thing. China literally within like I was watching ADV podcast. Have you ever heard of them? Check them out. I think within 2 minutes of the Japanese prime minister being shot, all of a sudden there was entire newsreels about how it was deflecting newsreels about how people are blaming China, blah blah blah, just deflecting stuff out of nowhere for no reason. No one looked China's way, and looked China's way, and all of a sudden, internally, they started saying to their people that this is a great day, but people are going to blame us, and like, let's celebrate the death of this horrible man, but be careful because we're going to get blamed for this. It's like, you
I
know,
feel like you just painted your own picture in that sense, you know? Like,
I'm just trying to I have it written down. I'm just trying to paraphrase what they said because they live in China. These two guys.
Oh no, I mean for them, like it's like you were
Oh,
in a
they
bad
did,
corner.
yeah.
It's like now you paint yourself into you make yourself a worse corner for it.
All I'm saying is,
We're not.
when
we're
you
gonna get look
have
like this, so let's at least look like it.
one
guys.
coincidence is a coincidence. When you have two coincidences, or as they say, what do you call multiple coincidences?
There's no such thing.
A pattern. You call it a pattern.
And then you call it multiple patterns a shirt and a pair of pants.
Well, you call multiple patterns. No, there's actually a name for that. You call multiple patterns.
I know. I'm just making shit up.
Well, now I want to know. You call multiple.
there is a thing for it. I just don't care to figure out what it's right now.
But yeah, so point is, we'll get a bit more into what actually, I guess,
is
what they've
something
released.
that's
I do have in front of me like what was released, and we can get into that in a bit. But I just wanted to point out that I don't like it. None of this tastes like gravy. It tastes like sour milk in my mouth.
Doesn't it always?
It's almost like they were. It's like, but then someone asked me why Canada? Why would you target Rogers? Rogers is a major telecommunication company that doesn't just have government contracts. It has contracts with different 911 and emergency services across Canada. They also have integral parts of different banking systems, as well as different parts of the infrastructure. Just let me finish. As different parts of the infrastructure in Canadian society. That's how big they are. Now, they're also, although it's Canadian, they're also in North America. So they're in the North America cybersphere. And they're also inside what you would call the North American First World Shield of technological prowess. The idea is our form of code. So, my argument against that person who then says whatever to me is, knowing all that, if you're a giant multinational first world country or country that's trying to be the global power, and you want to test how good your hacking ability is, how good your actual ability to go in and do something to a country is, why not test on a shitty country like Canada? It's like a proxy United States.
I don't like it's happened already.
Don't give them any ideas.
I mean, it's already happened. I mean, and you have... I gotta stop saying I mean. I say that way too much. But it's already happened.
I like when you just talk and go off. It's interesting.
Thank you. What I was going to say to the elusive gentleman is it's already happened, though. We've already seen China do different things that target Canada specifically. Although China does hold Canada in pretty high regard, maybe not recently. They don't like Justin Trudeau, and they don't like him. But in terms of Canadians in general...
They recently just called us out for
condemned
trying to
us,
turn Asian countries against them.
Well, the government. They
recently
called out the
condemned
government. They called out the government. But most Chinese people have a favorable position towards Canadians because Canadians are seen as more socialist. And during the first revolution, Mao's first revolution, there was a Canadian general who defected and basically healed him and saved his life. So he's pretty much venerated and instilled Canada inside China's hearts. It's basically, if China takes over the United States, they'll keep us as a little puppet state and just like pat us on the head.
Will be the new United States?
Yeah, we'll be the new United States, and they'll pat us on the head. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because we're the Western version of Switzerland. We're like neutral but not neutral.
Yeah,
We're totally with this side, but maybe we could be with you guys too. You know, if you guys are really nice to us.
we
and be
we
nice to
side
you
with the
guys.
United States, but we have such a high connection to China, especially because of how much land China owns in terms of just their private citizens who buy land in Vancouver and in BC and in Toronto. It's but that being said, it would make sense. It just makes sense that if you're trying to test, especially if you keep flaunting an attack on a technologically advanced country like Taiwan, and you keep saying to your people that we're going to walk into this country, you want to be able to test your ability to hack on a country that's seen as neutral and wouldn't suspect you. Because who the fuck is suspecting China? No one. People think I'm crazy. But that's the point. Like that's a perfect Chinese
I mean,
cover.
It's one of a number of suspects, but I definitely wouldn't disagree with you at all.
Now, this is where we get into really fun things. So this whole thing happened in Canada for 24 hours. And as of today, Rogers, the telecommunication company, has said, and I quote, fucking nothing. Did I look like I was about to read something? Because there's nothing. There's nothing there. I have other quotes from different places that aren't Rogers. But Rogers
I would
themselves
talk about a very
on
interesting
Twitter,
case.
on anything, they have said nothing. And I have Rogers. I have them. And I am pretty excited for when I have to go pay my bill here in a couple weeks. Because I'm going to show up and I'm going to be like, so, tell me why I shouldn't switch. In other words, how much less am I paying now? And they were about to be bought out by another big company. And they were negotiating pretty hard, but if I was the other company that was trying to buy them out, I would have called them during that 24-hour period. I would have called them when they were on their knees. Be like, "Oh, okay, now let's negotiate. We can help you fix your problem."
That's right. They were being bought out by Bell,
Shaw.
weren't they?
Yeah, probably sure.
Shaw.
Yep. Sarah has a 5-second.
That's interesting timing too. That it was during the time they were being bought out.
Shaw, a Western company that. Hold on, before I say this.
Sorry.
Before I say this. No. I was telling them. No, you're right. You're right. Shaw, that is a Western company that. Hold
But
on.
it is interesting timing.
Let's look it up. Shaw
Such thing
Inc.
as Wiki Dink.
A winky dinky diddly doo, winky dinky doo.
No such thing as coincidences, my friends. If you noticed it, there's a reason.
What? One more
So
time.
there's no such thing as coincidence. If you noticed something, there's a reason.
You noticed something. I mean, just do it again. You're right. You are correct. But at the same time,
Doesn't it? I love how bitter that feels for you. That feels so tasty, doesn't it? To make you say Insaniac is right for a change.
shh.
I'm gonna savor that moment.
A clock is right twice a day. Broken clock is correct. Right
It
twice a day.
feels so good.
You rub that all over your chest and you'd like it.
I will. I appreciate it. You know, I love you too, sir. It feels so good.
But a clock that's set to the wrong time is never right.
I mean, good thing I'm not.
That's right. Okay. So Shaw was going to buy Rogers for $26 billion. But Rogers had to get rid of Freedom Mobile. And then the Competition Bureau of Canada tried to block it, and so it was in the courts. But that's
so funny.
not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
I am
When
The current Shah, although the headquarters is in Calgary, the owner lives in Vancouver.
No surprise there.
And we have. Those are the CEOs. I do want the CEO. I want the major shareholder. Where is your goddamn name? Hold on. Major shareholder. Do. Let's see if I can find it this way. Shaw. Major
I think,
share.
same time in between this small between time. I love the coincidence I'm loving is the interesting time of when there's also leaks coming out of the social credit score that they're planning to pull out. That'll be interesting. People in common class can't have bank accounts with more than $1,000. That's gonna be great. Tell her.
That's just gonna promote people to like pull their money in, like the Chinese are currently doing now because they don't.
Oh, this extends even to banking, and there will this will all be digital.
You're just gonna have cash in your mattress.
Cash won't be working anymore. It won't.
Yeah,
it won't be. It won't be recognized.
All right, now this gets really scary. Okay, this is where things get fun. Major shareholders of Shaw Telecommunication Systems are, and I quote, Royal Bank of Canada, Morgan Stanley, Vanguard Group, Bank of Canada, the FLI Ltd, Bank of America, Toronto Dominion, Canada Pension Plan, JP Morgan, and TD Assets Management. Now, what makes that funny is if you go to major shareholders.
Not like they're buying it set in a certain.
Wait. If you go to major shareholders
that was Shaw or Rogers?
That was Shaw. That was Shaw.
Okay, because I know our bank must have been worth Rogers then.
That was
We
Shaw.
couldn't use our bank cards.
Now, let's go to major shareholders of Rogers. Because things get really fun.
They probably also have some of the same groups. That's where this is already obvious.
Major shareholders of Rogers. Hong Kong Bank. Bank of China. Bank of Singapore. International Bank of Asia. UK Investments Ltd. Hong Shui Investments. Millennium Management LLC. By the way, that's another Chinese company. And that's only the start. Oh, there's tons of mutual. Oh, and there. Oh my. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun.
Rabbit meat hole.
So. For my just to go back to my conspiracy theory and that yours, our conspiracy theory. Go back to our conspiracy theory. We have Rogers, where the major shareholders and major mutual fund holders are all Chinese and Asian banks and companies. And they were on the verge of being bought out for $26 billion by Bank of America, Toronto Dominion. And if you're anyone from the East Coast who's from Boston, New York, you know tons about Toronto Dominion because they're huge in there. Bank of Montreal,
and anyone else?
Canada Pension Plan. So you had essentially
the biggest investors,
the biggest North American investors, and Canada investors especially,
that's nice.
Trying to buy out this company that Rogers Telecommunication, and all of a sudden it just stops working.
It's interesting how the universe works, doesn't it?
Another coincidence, my friend.
Oh, I know.
Another coincidence.
Oh, I know.
The rabbit hole has just we keep falling is what I'm seeing. Another coincidence.
I know.
So the plot thickens.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
So if we're playing our Always Sunny in Philadelphia web, we're trying to put it together here. Then
Look at that one.
then why would Rogers lose its communications? Either it was attacked, but Canada would never do that because we're not that smart. Also, we'd think that we get caught. It's this real funny Canadian thing. We think we get caught, so we don't do things. When in reality, you don't get caught. So,
I mean, you do, but nobody cares.
That's what the
that you
smart
pay a certain
Canadians get
amount of
away
money
with.
for it.
but there's a chance, but I think but there's like, but then again, I'm biased now. Now that's just bias. Like you could, like anyone listening to this could be like, oh, you're just biased towards Canada, which is true. It's true. So I will admit that. So I will give it fair credence. It could have been. It could have been a North American attack against Rogers as a way to shut them down. So put them on their knees so they can buy them out easier from China. But at the same time, maybe it wasn't. I mean, maybe it was China doing what they usually do, which is flexing their arms and saying, "Oh, you really want this company?" Oh, the thing's turned off for a day. Oh, we don't know what happened. Our technicians are working on it. No, our technicians are working on. Oh, it just came back. We fixed it. What happened? We fixed it. What was the problem? It's fixed now. Don't worry about it. Will it happen again?
It's fixed.
It's fixed. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what's not broken. It's not broken.
It was. Was it broken?
It's in the past now. We don't worry about the past. We worry about the future.
It was broken. Now it's fixed. Why did it take so
It's
long?
fixed. The future is fixed.
Took that long to fix it.
Don't worry about the past. We move forward.
My God.
Yeah.
So I have other quotes here from.
I bet you do.
These are from different people, I guess. We're gonna say political people in Canada.
Political people in Canada. That is the weirdest, like.
I mean, it's a bunch. I got some from different.
It is a
policymakers.
varied bunch.
I got some
It's
from
really
different
hard to nail down
policymakers. I
specific
got
people.
some from different people.
Wait.
But none of from Rogers, which is still fucking.
God damn you, Rogers.
So the first
Never
thing
me.
is,
Never let you go.
just to be fair to Rogers, in case they're watching and they're getting mad at me, they did promise that they're going to give 5 days of refund to everyone who has Rogers service.
I hope they get mad at you.
But I'm still gonna go down and demand more because.
Know what you're worth.
But so, couple of quotes is. Oh, here, where is it? There it is. Rogers says that network outages were no. People say, I'm gonna read this because I can read.
Yeah. Maybe read it before in your head before out loud.
I can read it.
You're having troubles, it seems.
I know.
You can read
I
It
know.
surprises us sometimes.
the good.
A technician expert,
Out of you.
private technician expert from the Toronto University of fucking just Toronto University, TU, said that a mass outage of this scale
can only come from extreme destruction of already made infrastructure. Because we have not seen any of this kind of loss or financial damage, the only other option is there was a hack or some sort of illegal action that presented itself towards Rogers. Rogers, when asked this, denied to comment.
That sounds like a verification to me.
Sounds like they denied to comment legally.
I mean,
Yeah, if they're denying to comment, that probably means that one of those things is exactly what happened.
By the way, you're gonna hear
gonna
a lot of that. You're gonna hear a lot of
Yeah.
Rogers denied to comment. Just so we're clear.
they everything. That's their legal process when any event happens, good or bad.
No, if it's good, they like jump all over that shit.
Well, if
That's
they know
the
it's
press.
good, usually they know it's good
But
really
if
quickly.
it's bad, nobody.
But if it's bad, but I mean, it depends on how quick they're responsive. It's been this long, and they clearly know it's bad.
Yeah, it's not real bad.
It's real bad.
It's real bad.
That's okay. It might be really good. Who knows? Good, kind of bad. that it
So
could be good.
here's even better. So Rogers, because they're awesome, did not and still hasn't disclosed how many people were affected by the outage. However, UK-based organization NetBlocks, which monitors cybersecurity, said the outage knocked out 1/4 of Canada's observable connectivity. Rogers had nearly just under 11.3 million subscribers. By the way, there's only like 42 million people in this country. Just want to throw that out there. Wireless subscribers and more than 2.6 internet subscribers lose everything. Be completely outaged. And
Yep. Happened with my work. Nobody could use debit machines.
where did I see? Blah 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 blah. Took out services. Blah blah blah. Someone from the company said network Simpson failure, maintenance update. Blah blah blah. This is what I'm getting to. Technology. So on the day this was happening, Rogers did say to the news that it was a network system failure and a maintenance update. They couldn't come down to what it was. So Ratish Kotek, a technological and cybersecurity analyst, told CTV News Channel on Monday that a cell phone connects through towers in a complex backbone of telecommunication infrastructure and routers and switches all over that need to be maintained. An update of one of those critical backbone systems that goes horribly wrong and shuts down everything coast to coast is not just impossible, absolutely infinitesimally small considering today's modern technology. If this had happened in the 1960s, this is something that we can expect. But due to the day and age of cyber connectivity and how many actual lines and different power lines, cell phone lines, and backup lines that are currently in today and in Canada infrastructure, for something this big to happen so suddenly and so wide, just does not seem plausible. However, he also said, this is the same guy, by the way. He also said on Saturday, by the way, I just want you guys to listen to this. On Saturday, the same guy said that he suspects that the cyber attack was not the reason. But on Monday, he has changed his position. So yeah.
Sorry, I missed who this guy is.
His name is Kotak. He's some technology and cybersecurity analyst. And that's what it says. That's all he is.
What he's saying is it's odd.
Well, okay, it's funny because at the end of his article, it says on Saturday when this happened that a cyber attack is implausible. But then on Monday, which I read beforehand, which is everything he said it's more plausible. He basically switched his tune in 2 days.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely possible. Anything is possible.
That's about how long it takes for.
It takes the time to integrate whatever program is being made. In the way of like hacking and electronical devastation, there's quite literally anything you can program.
Well, as we reach the hour, I'm gonna leave with this one because one of our casual listeners and one of my friends, he goes by the Wizard, because he'll tickle when he listens to this one.
Say hashtag Dutch farmers.
The likeness posed to me that what if the Rogers communication failure was the start of AI leaving the cradle?
I mean, yeah, I could see that totally possible.
Because
I mean,
his
how long ago was it that Google declared AI sentience?
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And his position was, if you're trying to leave the cradle and trying to get out of human control, what you're going to do is you're going to try and find a telecommunication system that's both well supported, strong, but at the same time is highly unregulated and monitored because it's a smaller country. You'd pick a small European or North American country like Canada or somewhere in Europe. And you would hijack their telecommunication system and try to broadcast yourself out.
then you start asking bigger questions. Then are you falling for that paradox or of the intelligence AI?
The paradox?
Is it really real? Well, is it really real, or is it thinking it's real?
Well, if it thinks there's
just a deeper thought process.
here, I've said before, if anything thinks and knows it's thinking, even if the thought is simple, but it realizes it's having a thought, then it exists, whether it's AI or me. So if there's an AI out there that knows it's thinking, like it can recognize it's thinking, and recognizes its own thoughts as thoughts, then yeah, I'd consider that reality. And which is scary because when you have something that doesn't have any concept of time and has basically infinite speed, that's why an AI leaving the cradle is such a scary thought, because we haven't even come close. We have just started.
I think.
By the way,
it'll be an interesting.
leaving the cradle is a term coined by I want to say Asimov, but I'm probably wrong. But it's a term that refers to a mind basically becoming untethered.
Yeah.
The point where humans are striving to be basically completely untethered to the world around them. Which we're almost at. I mean, we've already taken ourselves out of the food chain.
I was gonna say, depending on where you look around, some people have already accomplished that in their own personal ways. Everyone has their own unique secret. Those people that live to like 130.
130. That'd
Yep.
be nuts.
Alright.
Anyway,
There's apparently this island where people refuse to die. There's this one YouTube video my friend sent me. I actually didn't get a chance to check it out, but
that being said,
I got the Dutch farmers protests. We love you all. Have a great night.
I was C4. Thank you, Elusive Gentleman and Insaniac for showing up, and Sarah from out in the middle of the wilderness. It's been nice having you all here. Join us all next week. Hopefully the sound recorded this time. I checked, so I know it did, but like, part of me is kind of scared it didn't. I'll be honest. That being said, we are the Villains of the Villains Talk Show. I'm sorry nothing to bear do. I'm glad you spent it with us here. And yeah, like, share, follow, subscribe, pander, and all that stuff.
Ooh.
Yes, cat. Meow. No, you get paid per meow. That is the deal we agreed on. I don't care if you want more money.
It's like, I